Hey, most pleasant good evening to you. Welcome inside Fred Rust Arena for Whiteout Night. Here on Valentine's Eve, the SUNY Oswego Lakers coming to face the Delaware Blue Hens for the first half of a two-game weekend set. Some travel issues for the Lakers, pushing start time back to 6:45, but all systems are go here as we approach game time on this Friday evening in the first day. James Witherite joining you from the 412 Communications press box atop the north stands at Fred Rust Arena. And the Hens coming into tonight's game with a lot better momentum than early in the season it dealt them. Wins in 4 of their last 5 and an overtime loss against Pitt, wrapping up last weekend. And Tanner Mahoney back in the lineup tonight, flanked by Austin Vecchio and Mason Moore. Good to have Tanner back after he was out due to illness last week. But the Hens pulling out a win and an overtime loss against the Panthers, backstopped on both occasions by Jacob Snellenberg, who brings an 11-7-3 record into this contest with a .301 goals against average and a save percentage of .910 in defeat on Saturday. He stopped 47 of 50 Panther shots. Daniel Berg and Thomas Weeks will handle starting defensive duties, a pair of powerful 200-foot players on the blue line, combining for 28 assists on the season, along with their 8 goals. The power line of Moore, Vecchio, and Mahoney so far this year, 30 goals between them. And the 1A line of Tommy Tracy, Leighton Baisadecki, and Cody Diaz right behind with 29 goals as a unit on the season. On the SUNY Oswego side of the red line, John McAndrew getting the call tonight in net. He's 5-5 on the year with a .355 goals against average at a save percentage of .915. More than a few point-a-game attackers, including Trent King, who leads the way for the Lakers with 14 goals and 18 assists on the season, good for 32 points. Jeremy Keys not far behind, 16 goals and 13 helpers on the year and 25 games played. Out of the lineup tonight, Zach Dorito, sidelined with 8 goals and 23 assists, so a gaping hole in the offensive productivity for the Lakers to have to patch tonight. But they battled to a split against Delaware in the fall portion of the season, so should be a pair of wide-open hockey games up ahead this weekend on the Delaware Hockey Network. We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll join you on the other side with opening introductions here on the Delaware Hockey Network, a production of 412 Communications, and it's all brought to you by the law office of Heather A. Long.
Recovery from an injury on the job or in a car accident can be overwhelming. The expert team at the law office of Heather A. Long can carefully explain your options and advocate for you through the process of claims, proceedings, and settlements. To schedule your free consultation today, call the law office of Heather A. Long at 302-466-5664 or visit injuryde.com.
Whether you're a competitive athlete or a weekend warrior, a sports medicine physician is an important player on your health team. With over 10 years of treating high school, collegiate, professional, and everyday athletes, Dr. Brad Bly of Delaware Sports Medicine is the specialist you need to achieve personal bests and lead a healthier lifestyle. With clinics in Wilmington and Townsend, Delaware Sports Medicine is here for every athlete in your family. Visit desportsmed.com today to learn more.
Broadcast to social, print to digital, coast to coast, remote or on-site, 412 Communications has the solution to bridge your team with your audience. Want to know more? Visit 412communications.com today.
There's nothing all-American quite like a good old-fashioned barbecue. Sid's Barbecue and Jerky brings the most tender and flavorful pulled pork, brisket, and barbecue chicken to the tri-state area and is sure to turn your next gathering into a truly all-American event. Visit Sid's on Ridge Road in Claymont, Delaware, or place your next catering order at sidsbbqandjerky.com.
Recovery from an injury on the job or in a car accident can be overwhelming. The expert team at the law office of Heather A. Long can carefully explain your options and advocate for you through the process of claims, proceedings, and settlements. To schedule your free consultation today, call the law office of Heather A. Long at 302-466-5664 or visit injuryde.com.
And welcome back inside Fred Rust Arena. It's go time for Friday night hockey in the First State. Lakers, Blue Hens, and we're going to head inside the glass right now to meet tonight's starting lineups. Hockey fans, once again, good evening, and welcome to Fred Rust Arena on the campus of the University of Delaware. Tonight, the American Collegiate Hockey Association and the Atlantic Coast Collegiate Hockey League present a men's Division I regular season game, the third of 4 meetings this season between the visiting SUNY Oswego Lakers and your University of Delaware Blue Hens. Let's meet tonight's starting lineups. For the visiting Lakers of the State University of New York at Oswego, starting in goal, number 31, John McAndrew. On defense, number 2, Benjamin Keever. And number 22, Lucas Renzoni. At left wing, number 25, Ryan Bartlett. At right wing, number 12, Trent King. And at center, number 11, Alex Siselka. And now let's meet the starting six for your University of Delaware Blueheads. Starting in goal from Meadowbrook, Pennsylvania, number 35, Jacob Snellenberg. On defense from the City of Angels, number 3, Daniel Berg. And from Middletown, Delaware, number 8, Thomas Weeks. Starting at left wing from Livingston, New Jersey, number 22, Austin Vecchio. At right wing from Lidditz, Pennsylvania, number 9, Mason Moore. And starting at center from the South Hills of the 412, he's back, number 36, Tanner Mahoney. Your Blue Hens are coached by Todd Middlemeyer, Jason Beige, Dominic Lignelli, and Mark Zezut, assisted by Student Director of Operations, Ellie Bates. The on-ice officials for this evening's game, as appointed by the American Collegiate Hockey Association, are referees Owen Doan and Brent Kendall, and linespeople Tony, the Management Armetta, and James Mandel. Fans, at this time, we ask that you please direct your attention to center ice, where we are joined for a ceremonial puck drop by Mr. Cliff Murphy, owner of Helen's Sausage House at 145 East Main Street in Newark, Delaware, proud sponsor of tonight's Whiteout Night at Fred Rust Arena. Braden, Cody, Cliff, thank you. And now, fans, please direct your attention to the American flag, located directly above center ice, as we honor the United States of America and those entrusted with the defense of this nation and the ideals upon which it was built, with the Star-Spangled Banner. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Ready to go for Friday night hockey in the first state. Todd Middlemeyer just right of the blue line. Head coach for this Delaware team. Coming into tonight 15-1-4. They're 4-0-1 in their last 5 games this season. And they'll travel left to right in first period play, clad in their home white kits, backstopped by Jacob Snellenberg, who is 11-7-3 on the year. SUNY Oswego in those hunter green sweaters, gold yolks, gold numbers, easy to read from anywhere in the barn. Moving right to left in opening period play with John McAndrew, the one manning the blue paint. 5-5 on the season, .355 the goals against average, .915 save percentage on the year. Keys to the game for Delaware: limiting second chance opportunities, winning the puck battles 12 feet and in, and limiting odd man rushes against. Those have certainly been an Achilles heel for this team throughout the course of the season. With a lot of young offensive firepower, still trying to figure each other out and still trying to learn how to play the defensive side of the puck, and off we go. Here tonight from Fred Rust Arena, centering pass, and Saselka with a drive from the top of the slot, sticked away by Snellenberg, and this has worked up the right wing boards and out. This will come back and icing. 21 seconds gone in the first period. Blue Hens unable to set up a solid counterattack to set the tempo in this game, and they give up an attacking zone face-off to the Lakers with Alex Saselka in across from Tanner Mahoney. Top centers meeting again. And this draw was won by the Blue Hens. Floated up ice again. Icing waved off, puck thrown right on net. And this is covered by John McAndrew for a break in play. Just 32 seconds into the faceoff's going to come out to his left. Oswego will change. The Jeremy Keys line coming on. Mahoney staying in the circle is Braden Palfy with 10 goals on the season. Will center the second line for the Lakers. Hens win the draw. Weeks work the puck in from distance. It was right into the pads of McAndrew. Follow-up chance from the far corner. Off the stick of Austin Vecchio. Skips out of play. Face-off migrates 44 feet away from us, as we see the first of Delaware's second line, Tracy and Bajsadecki. Centering the Ironman, Cody Diaz, who hails from Neenah, Wisconsin, captain of this Delaware team, holding the point right side. Working the puck in low to Tommy Tracy, who was double-teamed, and he gave it away. This was pushed forward over the stick of Braden Palfy by Drew Demick. Recovered back at center by the Blue Hens. A dump and change, and Perini pressured by the forechecking Tommy Tracy. Could not clear. Warner with a shot from distance. Into the pads of McAndrew. Battle for the puck in the corner, and this is pushed clear up the far wall. Might appeared Carson Crawford. For the Lakers, and tempers are starting to flare here just a minute and 23 seconds into the first period, as Tracy and a few Lakers have to be separated by linespeople Tony the Management Armetta and James Mandel, and an early penalty going against the Blue Hens and Leighton Bajsadecki. And we'll get the particulars on that momentarily. This penalty kill can be brought to you by you. Sponsorship opportunities are available. To learn more, email mjr at 412communications.com. And Alex Saselka makes the Hens pay on the PK. Just 20 seconds in. A rocket from the point. And we'll get the particulars for you from downstairs as soon as they make them available. So it was Alex Saselka's 8th goal of the season. To give Oswego the early lead. And the particulars all round are forthcoming. Here we go. The Delaware penalty was assessed to number 29, Leighton Bajsadecki, 2 minutes for unsporting conduct. Time of the penalty, 1 minute 23 seconds. In the first period, Bajsadecki 2 for unsporting conduct at 1 minute 23 seconds. The Oswego goal, 8th of the season, was scored by number 11, Alex Saselka. Assisted by number 29, Carson Crawford, and number 14, Braden Palfy. Time of the power play goal, 1 minute 43 seconds in the first period. Saselka's 8th from Crawford and Palfy at 1:43, a power play goal. So 3 minutes and change in. The Hens facing an uphill battle as the Lakers' Alex Saselka off a setup high in the zone from Carson Crawford, who picked up his 20th assist from the blue line. Take note. Those Lakers taking the early advantage. Only 20 seconds on their first power play of the game. Keller across to Warner. He skips the puck ahead to Moore, batting it from over the blue line into the back netting and out of play. Face-off will be spotted just above the Oswego blue line. Tanner Mahoney's line back in. Palfy, Keys, and Demick. The forward combination on for the Lakers. As we see Perini and Carson Crawford working on the defensive. Puck tied up in the near half wall. After the Hens gained the attacking zone, puck was knocked loose, chased down by Palfy behind his own net. Caromed up the far side, held in by Luke Panapresso for the Blue Hens. Given away to Palfy, clogging up the slot, and Keys works this back to center. Puck knocked loose, recovered by Braden Palfy, circling back into his own end after recording his 15th point on the year. He had the secondary on that Alex Saselka goal to kick off the scoring for the Lakers. Keys blew a tire, pressured by Burke. Mahoney picks up the puck at his blue line. He walks it across the neutral zone, drop pass to Moore. He tried to feed to Burke, crashing the net, but the redirect was well off its intended line. This is recovered and lofted by Demick from his own line, and this is going to come back an icing. If you've been injured on the job or in a car accident, you know just how challenging and overwhelming the recovery process can be. And that's why having a trusted and caring representative by your side is essential to help you navigate the complex world of workers' compensation and personal injury. The Law Office of Heather A. Long will guide you through every step of the process, from filing your claim to representing you in hearings and appeals. To schedule a free consultation, call the Law Office of Heather A. Long at 302-466-5664 or visit injuryde.com. Tommy Tracy working the left boards. After the Diaz face-off win, he tried to float the puck behind the cage to Bajsadecki, but didn't connect. It was taken away by Demick in a battle of the 37s on the far corner, who cleared as far as the Delaware blue line, and now Weeks is tasked with working through congestion in the neutral zone to gain attacking position again for the Blue Hens. Diaz skied the puck over the blue line. Partial change for the Hens. Berg is off. Keller on to take his place. Piecemeal swapping of defensemen coming with Weeks. Subbed in for by Warner. Sava Makarenko had time and space in front, fanned on the close-up shot. And Duncan Crawford, well back inside the Oswego blue line, will try to reset for the Lakers as they work toward the 6-minute mark. With a 1-0 lead over the Hens. Sarver chips the puck up the far boards to Makarenko. Cross-ice pass intended for Bailey Doust was intercepted. Manzi completing the combination with Makarenko and Doust. As we try to piece together this Oswego line chart as we go. Crawford stretch past Makarenko in a one-on-one. Stood up right at the train tracks by Delaware's Ryan Warner, the Chicagoan. Warner to Lowe. On the Delaware counterattack, Lowe kept to the perimeter of the zone, trying to float it to Warner in the low slot. Delayed penalty coming up against the Lakers. Warner still with control of it in the far corner. He brings the puck high, fed to Goose. Skip down low to Liam Gott. Gott gives way. This is touched up by Renzoni.
Doors closing.
And for the first time tonight, the Blue Hens will make their way to the Delaware Sports Medicine power play as Bailey Doust heads off for a hook. DESportsmed.com, the place to go to learn more about Dr. Brad Bly's offerings for athletes of all ages and abilities. SUNY Oswego penalty assessed to number 28, Bailey Doust. 2 minutes for hooking. Time of the penalty, 6 minutes, 42 seconds in the first period. Doust, 2 for hooking at 6:42. Berg shot in traffic, deflected up into the netting and out. Face-off coming to the left of McAndrew. Diaz, Bajsadecki, Vecchio, Berg, and Weeks. On for this attacking zone draw, 12:50 to go in the first period of a 1-0 game.
You're over here now? This is disgusting.
Berg, Weeks. One-timer from the top of the left circle. Skipped off the backboards. Vecchio trying to carry him the puck back to Weeks. A little too much mustard on it. It was intercepted by Manzi, the former Pennsylvania Huntsman, and sent from center back in behind the Delaware net. 12:20 to go in the first period of a 1-0 game. A minute remaining on this first Delaware Sports Medicine power play of the night. Mason Moore, pressured by Palfy, leaves it back to Keller, who's got time and space to operate at the point. Across the line, this goes to Tracy. Worked in low, Warner. Keller winds up from the dot. Couldn't get the shot away. It was blocked by Palfy. Keller got his own rebound. Opposite side, a slapper from Warner on target. But that's turned aside by McAndrew and cleared by the Lakers with 33 seconds left on this first Delaware man advantage of the night. 8 gone to the first period. Tracy pickpocketed by Keys at his own blue line. Tracy stayed with the play, maintained the puck for the Hens, and Keller advances this to Mahoney up the right wing boards and in. Flip to the corner. Moore tried to set up Tracy with a centering pass from the corner, but stick and puck didn't converge. Mahoney again. Throws this in over the blue line. Hens will change as the final seconds of the Doust penalty tick away. Slapper left the stick of Renzoni before the penalty expired. So all good on that long clear. And a solid penalty kill from the Lakers, keeping them up 1-0 here as we enter the 9th minute of play. DeBolt slowed up at the top of the slot. The Hens are forced back into neutral territory. The Québécois, Simon Olivier Ruel, stripped of the puck by King just inside the Oswego line. This puck is launched across the neutral zone and into the Delaware end, and it will come back in icing with 10 minutes and 43 seconds to go in the opening period. SUNY Oswego with the early advantage thanks to Alex Saselka's power play goal. 1:43 into the proceedings, but since then, the Blue Hens have started to pick it up. And they've gotten another attacking zone draw coming with the third line on. Gott, Lowe, and between them the Albertan, Cade Coughlin. The pass back to Gott, off the dot, didn't connect. It was cleared by King across neutral ice. Duncan Crawford gave way. The other three, Danny Berg skips the puck up the near boards, but it goes untouched and will come back in icing. Fuel up like a champion with Helen's Sausage House, proud sponsor of tonight's Whiteout Night at Fred Rust Arena. Located at 145 East Main Street in Newark, Helen's is serving up the best sausage around, plus scrapple, bacon, pork chops, and more. Stop by 7 days a week from 6 to 2. Order fast and easy through DoorDash and Grubhub. Helen's Sausage House. Eat hearty, skate strong, and go Blue Hens. Delaware controls the defensive zone face-off. Diagonal pass made it from Berg across to Liam Gott. He tried to shoot from the low side of the far circle, but didn't have the line. Here's Gott with a slapper from distance, right into the pads of McAndrew, but cleared out by the Lakers' defensive core, and this will be walked beyond the Lakers' blue line by John Manzi. Meeting in the near corner are Doust and Berg. Berg won the battle for the puck. Weeks spins it back to him under forechecking pressure. Now Palfy turning up the heat on Danny Berg as the other Hens change. We're past halfway in the first period. The only ink on the goal column of the score sheet, thanks to Alex Saselka, 103 seconds in. Tracy dodges the check, but he's angled below the net. He's taken off his feet in the near corner. Brent Kendall says play on. Back to Keller. This comes at center after the Lakers cleared. Tracy sure to gain the line. Karams it in. He tried to feed it to the far corner where waiting was Cody Diaz, but the pass didn't connect. The other 37, Drew Demick, is able to find Keys up the right side and a 1-on-2. Keys sticked out by Keller. Follow-up shot came from Palfy, but he didn't have the line from the bottom of the far circle. He sailed the puck into the near boards, and Keller walks it back beyond center for the Hens. Pressured by Keys, ultimately stripped of the puck. But Keys drove Keller drove Keys, it should read, all the way back inside the Oswego line. Diaz pulls back out of traffic. Hens will regroup in the neutral zone. And the captain is off for a change as Ryan Warner comes barreling back in up the right wing boards. He was steered to the corner by Palfy. Warner working the perimeter of the zone. Deals the puck to Mahoney. Here's Warner with a drive from the top of the slot. On target, but another stick save from McAndrew. Keeping the puck out of harm's way. The seventh shot he's faced, the seventh save he's recorded on the night. In comes Bajsadecki. Trying to make amends for that early penalty, but his wrist shot from the right dot was offline. Goose recovers. He tried to clear his own zone, but pressure from Gavin Black got it his way. Burke picked it up, walked it in up the right side. Cross ice feed to Moore. Unable to result in an attack for the Blue Hens. Puck is tied up in the near corner. James Clifford surrounded by white sweaters. Benjamin Keever part of that battle too for the Lakers side, alongside Mahoney. And for the Blue Hens emerging Vecchio. Vecchio, Mahoney, Moore tried to lob one in from just inside the dot, but he was bothered on the shot. Renzoni driven by Moore into the near glass, gaining the zone for Oswego. Mahoney takes it away, cross ice feed, time and space for Austin Vecchio to head a 2-on-2. Vecchio and Keever converge in the corner. Keever's down, and here we go. Looks like it's going to be a minor for cross-checking on Delaware's Austin Vecchio. Coming with 7:10 to go. In the first period. So a second power play opportunity. Awaiting the Lakers, who are 1 for 1 with the man advantage. It took them all of 20 seconds first time round to get on the board. The Delaware penalty was assessed to number 22, Austin Vecchio. 2 minutes for cross-checking. Time of the penalty, 12 minutes 50 seconds in the first period. Vecchio, 2 for cross-checking at 12:50. Puck out of play. Draw to the left of Snellenberg. This is cleared as far as the Lakers' blue line. Saselka hassled by Infanger. DeBolt, Keller, and Panapresso completing the quartet of Blue Hen penalty killers, trying to keep this 1-0 and trying to erase the Lakers' lead if they're able to generate an odd man rush. Palfy to Carson Crawford at the top of the zone. This is cleared up the left wing boards by Panapresso, forced back to center, where Braden Palfy recovers, takes a check from DeBolt, and drives the puck back into the Delaware end. It is cleared by the Hens in front of their bench, and they will change with 6:05 to go in the first period. A 1-0 deficit staring them down, and 50 seconds remaining on the Vecchio cross-check that rung the bell of Ben Keever. Interference called by Brent Kendall. And this is going to go against Doust. So we're 4-on-4 for the next 44 seconds. And the Hens will be on their way back to a Delaware Sports Medicine power play. A prime opportunity awaiting for them to get back level with the Lakers. The Oswego penalty was assessed to number 28, Bailey Doust. 2 minutes for interference. Time of the penalty, 14 minutes, 6 seconds in the first period. Doust, 2 minutes for interference at 14:06. Still even for the next 13. Working the near corner was Leighton Bajsadecki, but he was double teamed, stripped of the puck. Diaz swats it back in, just holding the line for the Blue Hens. Bajsadecki again with 2 defenders to deal with. Couldn't hold the zone. This is taken away and sent clear by Carson Crawford. Back as far as the Delaware line. Here they come on the Delaware Sports Medicine power play, and a bird shot over the crossbar from point blank range. Inside 5 minutes to go in the first period, a minute remaining on the second Delaware Sports Medicine power play of the night. Keller to Mahoney. Up the left wing boards, but not out. He was pinched off at the point by Keever. Keever throws the puck diagonally into the near corner of the Delaware end. Trying to maintain some shorthanded momentum was Keys, but Tracy drove it back as far as the Oswego State blue line, minus 8 feet. Jeremy Keys, co-captain, putting the forechecking heat on Keller. Moore able to work the puck across to Tracy, who steps in over the blue line. To a side battle in the far corner. Now Tommy Tracy trying to pitchfork the puck free, and the former Team Marylander does. He leaves this to Keller, who faked the shot center point, instead flipped it to Warner. They change places. Warner back to Keller, who bobbled at the top of the near circle. Gaining the puck was Alex Saselka, and the goal scorer for the Lakers sends it clear as the penalty to Bailey Doust reaches its conclusion, and we enter the final 3:45 of the first period of a 1-0 game. Coughlin, drop pass to Warner, left to Gott at the right point, back in low to Warner, shot! Skip through the top of the crease to the far corner, and this is picked up by Sava Makarenko the other way. 2-on-2. Coming for the Lakers, looking for a second. Makarenko's shot was stick checked offline by Brady Burke, the former Philadelphia Little Flyer. He clears the zone. Sarver's throw in from in front of the Delaware bench. Gets a delayed offside signaled by James Mandel. Hens with an extra beat to reset, and here comes Lowe pile driving, and he got a shot away on McAndrew. He got his own rebound, but couldn't generate a second chance. 3 minutes and change to go in the first period of a 1-0 game. Probably the best opportunity the Hens have had so far is Lowe driving the net off the stretch pass. Got his own rebound on John McAndrew, but didn't have the finishing touch on the second chance opportunity, as he was outmanned in close by a host of Oswego defenders. Again, as we talked about early, those puck battles 12 feet and in are going to make or break this Blue Hens team, as has been the case all season long. Coughlin and Palfy. Taking the draw to the left of McAndrew. This is cleared by the Lakers. Panapresso hassled by Demick. And the Hens recover from behind their own net. Burke back to Panapresso. Nearly pickpocketed by Demick, 20 feet inside the line, but Panapresso perseveres and feeds the puck near side to Lowe, who gains red before the dump in with 2 minutes and 40 seconds to go in the first period of a 1-0 game. Gott trying to set up the equalizer, but he couldn't connect with Lowe in the low slot. This will come back an icing. Make a truly all-American meal the centerpiece of your next team event or special occasion. Sid's Barbecue and Jerky in nearby Claymont, Delaware can cater your next group event, offering pulled pork, brisket, and barbecue chicken on a daily basis, along with a variety of sauces and sides that are sure to please any appetite. Visit Sid's at Suite C26 in the Tri-State Industrial Center on Ridge Road in Claymont. Open Monday through Saturday for takeaway lunch. Or to place a catering order, call 302-439-4937 or visit sidsbbqandjerky.com. 2:20 to go. In opening period action from Fred Rust Arena, Diaz to Berg. He floats the puck from the point and off the backboards. Carson Crawford's backhand, unable to clear. Berg with a slapper from the right point. Right into traffic, scrum net front. Diaz unable to finish, and taken down was Moore. Looked like he caught a high stick. Play whistled to a halt with 1:57 to go in this first period. And Moore slow back to his feet after it looked like he took one in the grill. As long as we've all been watching hockey together, we know there's a lot of subjectivity when it comes to the incidental, especially down low. And when you get caught with your head down, sometimes those things just happen. As the Delaware player was the cause of the stoppage, the faceoff comes back above the blue line, and the Hens re-enter with Leighton Bajsadecki. Floating the puck in low, unable to connect in the slot, was Infanger. So Infanger on with Bajsadecki and Tracy, at least for the moment. Skip pass coming the other way off the Bartlett stick. Was intended for Gavin Black, but intercepted. Bajsadecki pushes the puck where there was space at the base of his bench, and he sends this clear, but not beyond center. Driven back to Danny Berg. 1:15 to go in this opening frame. Berg, pressured on his way in by Renzoni, carries the puck over the Oswego line, but he finds himself outnumbered along with Simon Olivier Ruel, and play is halted offside with a minute to go and a couple ticks here in the first period. DHN doubleheader tomorrow. The men's Division III Blue Hens take on Stockton at 12:15. And senior night for the men's Division I Blue Hens coming up tomorrow, with game time slated for 4:30. Or is it 4:15? No, 4:15 it is for the rematch of Blue Hens Lakers in what was originally the regular season finale for this squad, but a couple late additions to the schedule will fill the gap between this weekend and the postseason tournament, as Rutgers and Drexel will be coming to town next week. 30 seconds to go in the first period. Oswego 1, Delaware 0. Jack Keller floats the puck beyond center. Vecchio double teamed, lost his footing at the blue line in a race for the puck. It is corralled by Manzi, circling behind his own net. Manzi dekes his way past Mahoney, but he lost the puck in over the Delaware blue line. Final 5. Vecchio going to leave this back to Burke, and that's going to do it for the first period. The score at the end of 20 minutes, SUNY Oswego Lakers 1, Delaware Blue Hens 0. We'll be back on the Delaware Hockey Network after the first intermission.
Whether you're a competitive athlete or a weekend warrior, a sports medicine physician is an important player on your health team. With over 10 years of treating high school, collegiate, professional, and everyday athletes, Dr. Brad Bly of Delaware Sports Medicine is the specialist you need to achieve personal bests and lead a healthier lifestyle. With clinics in Wilmington and Townsend, Delaware Sports Medicine is here for every athlete in your family. Visit desportsmed.com today to learn more.
Broadcast to social, print to digital, coast to coast, remote or on-site, 412 Communications has the solution to bridge your team with your audience. Want to know more? Visit 412communications.com today. Recovery from an injury on the job or in a car accident can be overwhelming. The expert team at the law office of Heather A. Long can carefully explain your options and advocate for you through the process of claims, proceedings, and settlements. To schedule your free consultation today, call the law office of Heather A. Long at 302-466-5664 or visit injuryde.com.
It's time for the second period. Let's head back upstairs to James Witherite.
And welcome back inside Fred Rust Arena, 1-0. Through 20 minutes of action in favor of the Oswego State Lakers, and it was a power play goal that gave the visitors the lead. Alex Saselka off this setup from Carson Crawford, sneaking his 8th goal of the season past Jacob Snellenberg. Just a minute and 43 seconds into opening period play to give the Lakers the early advantage. Blue Hens had themselves a Delaware Sports Medicine power play late in the period after an interference penalty was assessed to Bailey Doust, but the home team, despite 11 shots on goal on John McAndrew through the first 20, unable to connect. And they head to the second period, forced to play catch-up. Saselka, Coughlin, here we go in the second. If you're just joining us here on the Delaware Hockey Network, James Witherite joining you from the 412 Communications broadcast box. Our referees tonight, Owen Doan and Brent Kendall, lines people, Tony the management, Armetta and James Mandel. Oswego moving left to right in green, Delaware moving right to left in their home whites and blue. Our assistant producer, Broadway Joe Sindoni, on Cam 1 this evening. And the most important piece of the puzzle, you at home, watching us here on the Delaware Hockey Network, and we're glad to have you for this third of 4 meetings between Oswego and Delaware this season. Bartlett with the takeaway inside his line. He heads a 2-on-2 for the Lakers. Drop pass, Saselka's shot, held on to by Snellenberg. Just 50 seconds in. To the middle frame, Snelly doing what Snelly does best, holding on for dear life. For save number 4 of the night on just 5 shots faced to this point of the hockey game. Here's Austin Vecchio working back up the left wing boards. He tried to drop the puck off to Moore at the point, trailing him, but couldn't connect. Panapresso, Burke. Diagonal pass feeds to Moore. He steps in left side, got a long shot away. Was sticked by McAndrew into the near corner. Moore and Vecchio chase it down. Austin Vecchio walking the line, pinched behind the cage. Tried to feed to Moore. Surrounded in the low slot. Puck was right on target for Moore, but caught him completely unawares. And Braden Palfy the other way. Potts his 11th. And Oswego's gone up 2-0. Braden Palfy cutting to the slot off that feed from Drew Demick. Gives the Lakers their second. And the uphill battle for the Blue Hens just got all the tougher. SUNY Oswego goal, his 11th of the season. Scored by number 14, Braden Palfy. Assisted by number 37, Drew Demick. Time of the goal, 1 minute 30 seconds of the second period. Palfy's 11th from Demick at 1:30. Trent King, backhander, couldn't find the slot. Hens clear back to center. Bajsadecki with the takeaway, trying to cut the lead in half. He got a shot through traffic from 30 feet away, but John McAndrew squared up for the save. Here's Tracy follow-up. A hard shot from the top of the slot. McAndrew got a piece of it. and directed it away. This will come back an icing. 17-17. To go here in the second of a 2-0 game. SUNY Oswego with goals from Soselka and Palfi, both early in the first and second periods respectively, catching the hens flat-footed and facing the home team with an uphill battle. Weeks from the point, through the puck in traffic. He can't hold the zone. It's poke checked away from him by Trent King. Back at a neutral ice. Carson Crawford could not advance. Just onside was DeBolt, despite the objections of the Lakers, but he couldn't get 10 feet inside the Oswego zone. Trent King back the other way. Lobs the puck about belt high. Through the slot to Carson Crawford. Now working the near corner with some help from Bartlett. Hens recover. Thomas Weeks try the shoot past Palfi. Solid 200-foot center now with 11 goals on the year, but to no avail. Palfi with time and space in the near corner, co-captain of this Oswego team. Works the puck ahead to Demick, tipped to Bartlett, who comes barreling into Delaware territory, but he lost the puck. Recovering is Panapresso. The advance up the middle. Found the stick of Cade Coughlin, but he couldn't control it. Berg with momentum leads a 2-on-2. Berg from low. Angled off the puck by Kiefer in the near corner. They collapse in a heap. Low offering good support. Maintaining Delaware momentum. Coughlin gets this net front. Berg was boxed out by Kiefer back on his feet. And Oswego doing well to man the low slot has limited Delaware's A-grade chances. Something serious. 4:15 gone in the second period of a 2-0 contest. Advantage Oswego. Sky-high pass. Beyond center found Demick, tied up with Panapresso as their collective momentum carry them inside the Blue Hens line. Odd man counterattack. Low to Gott, working the near half boards. Gott looking for space, but he's hounded by Perini. He turns the puck over, and this was advanced by Renzoni to Keys. Crashing the net was John Manzi, but Snellenberg stands his ground. 15:15 to go in the second period. Face-off spotted to the right of Jacob Snellenberg after his 6th save on the night. End of the road for Snelly this week, next week, and the ACCHL playoffs, which will see 8 of the 10 teams in this new conference square off for end-of-season bragging rights, all right here at Fred Rust Arena. And we'll have all the action for you all weekend long on the Delaware Hockey Network. Be sure to follow us on social media, on Facebook, X, and Instagram at 412comms. We'd love to hear from you, and be sure as well to like, follow, and subscribe here on the 412 Communications YouTube channel. Vecchio gave the puck away. Carson Crawford to Makarenko. Advanced and shot by John Manzi, but turned aside. Makarenko again. Hassled by Mahoney. Works the puck in behind the net. It is corralled by Delaware's Ryan Warner and chipped off the near glass, but beyond the reach of Vecchio. Vecchio picks it up. Moore stayed onside. Now Mason Moore tried to flip it back to Vecchio at the top of the crease, but he couldn't connect on the give and go. Moore tied up by Manzi, far corner, works the puck in behind the net. There's Mahoney stepping in, but he's surrounded by green sweaters. To Vecchio, kick back up high. Waiting at the point was Jack Keller. Loose puck in front, fanning on it was Warner, after also being unable to connect, and close was Tommy Tracy. Here's Vecchio on the re-entry. Hens coming in numbers again. Skip pass to Mahoney. Bounced off his stick into the far corner, where he's hassled by Manzi. Puck squeaks loose to the top of the zone. Warner leaving it to Tracy. Oswego's got 4 guys down low. Close-up shot is covered up by McAndrew for a break and play. those 12-foot and in battles that we talk about so much and have been the key to this game, look right here. Oswego's got 3 guys in the low slot between the bottoms of the circles. Absolutely terrific control of territory on the defensive. And that is really made for tough sledding for these Blue Hens in the first half of this weekend set. And that's not just been that one instance. It's been continual all night long anytime the Hens are in the Oswego zone. Attack the puck, protect the net. And that's been the difference maker. Long shot from Crawford. It was Duncan Crawford at the blue line, unable to get past Snellenberg. Saselka couldn't finish. Saselka gave the puck away to Berg as we work to 7 minutes into the second period. Bajsadecki leads it 2-on-2. The Hens outnumbered shortly after gaining the line thanks to Bartlett coming back on the back check. Here's Bartlett winding up the other way. Off a setup from Saselka, but he cleared the crossbar. DeBolt left the puck back to Burke. He was swarmed by Bartlett. Bajsadecki 2-on-3 on the entry. DeBolt checked off the puck after Bajsadecki nearly gave it away. Goose trying to work in close, gave it up, and this is floated by Renzoni. Back beyond center. Brady Burke deep in his own end to Simon Ruel. Ruel stick checked by Black. Had some support, and now Infanger working the far side. Leaves Goose with a one-timer from the top of the zone. McAndrew stick save. Directing the puck behind the net. Simon Ruel got to it. DeBolt unable to make anything happen after protecting for the Blue Hens. And back in Delaware territory, we end up with 11:40 to go in the second period. Oswego with a 2-0 lead. Puck squeaks beyond the reach of Ben Keever. Back inside the Oswego line where Palffy pulls back to reset. He gives it away to Infanger. Infanger absorbs a check from Black, but Burke protected. Is taken away by the other 14, Braden Palffy, but he couldn't cross the Delaware blue line with possession and control. Andrew Lowe to Gott for the entry for the Hens, still looking for their first. Gott threw the puck into the pads of McAndrew. He was trailed in by Lowe, but too much distance between Lowe and the puck for a second chance opportunity. Delayed penalty coming up against Oswego. And the Owen Doan whistle sounds with 11 minutes and a couple ticks to go here in the second. Let's see what we've got from Donor. Holding the call. Against Ben Keever. So a Delaware Sports Medicine power play. We'll start right now for the Blue Hens. 0 for 2 with the man advantage tonight. Will the third time be a charm for Mahoney and company? We'll soon find out. These 2 minutes brought to you by Delaware Sports Medicine, desportsmed.com. SUNY Oswego penalty. Assessed to number 2, Benjamin Keever. 2 minutes for holding. Time of the penalty, 8 minutes, 58 seconds in the second period. Keever, 2 for holding at 8:58. Mahoney tried to jam the puck in. McAndrew said no, sir. Moore was waiting right on the welcome mat for a potential rebound chance that never materialized. Here's Tracy, keeping the puck in Delaware control, pulling back to the half wall. Keller in low to Tanner Mahoney. Back in the lineup after being out ill last week. Cycles to Warner. Mahoney. Back to Warner it comes. He lets one go from the dot. but he rang it off the iron, and this goes out of play. Both sides change with 10:05 to go. In second period action. In modern media, is everybody shouting for attention, but no one hearing a thing. So how do you get your voice above the fray? 412 Communications has myriad solutions to build bridges between your brand and your clientele, your team and your fans, ranging from broadcast to social, print to digital, and more. For the 411 on the 412, head to 412communications.com. Lakers clear. Palfy, the forechecking menace, and now Danny Berg. The Angelino walks up the left dots. He's pinched to the wall by Manzi, but he was able to work back into the Oswego end. Berg, solid 200-foot player. With 17 assists on the year, found Leighton Bajsadecki. Dropped off to Weeks. Across to Bajsadecki. Berg with a one-timer. Right into the breadbasket of McAndrew, who holds. 9:28 to go here in the second period. Oswego with a 2-0 lead over the Blue Hens. Goals from Saselka and Palfy. The difference makers so far, and 23 saves from John McAndrew, who's had really good defensive support in front of him. Hens trying to protect off the attacking zone draw, but Bajsadecki gave the puck away. And co-captain Jeremy Keys worked it all the way back up ice. And the Hens are forced back in their own end. 5 to go in this Delaware Sports Medicine power play. Hens 0 for 3 with the man advantage. But can they prolong the attack? Vecchio off the Bajsadecki setup. Threw the puck into McAndrew's pads, and this is cleared out again by that stout Oswego back check. 2-on-2 coming the other way. Trent King kept high in the zone by Panapresso. Threw the puck off the near boards and in behind the Delaware net. Enough time for a changing of the guard. 8:40 remaining. Here in second period action, Panapresso let one rip from just inside the blue line. It was on line and saved pretty easily by McAndrew. Now 25 for 25 in the save department. Lakers coming in numbers. Carson Crawford, Manzi with a one-timer into the back glass from the top of the right circle. Picking it up, Manzi trying to shovel the puck past Snellenberg. They collide at the top of the crease, and the puck is cleared out by the Blue Hens. Working the near corner were Vecchio and Burke. King turns it back in from in front of his own bench. And back come the Delaware side on the attack, but Cade Coughlin's advance was stunted by Bartlett at center red. Makarenko volleys it from blue line to blue line. Panapresso to low the other way, but he was double teamed right at the entry to the Oswego zone, and Kiever corrals the puck for the Lakers. 7:30 remaining here in this middle period from Fred Rust Arena. Both sides took a game apiece when they met in upstate New York this past fall. And here tonight, it's been the Lakers with the upper hand in this penultimate home regular season weekend for the Blue Hens. Got to DeBolt. Skied over the glass and out. Fuel up like a champion with Helen's Sausage House, proud sponsor of tonight's Whiteout Night with University of Delaware men's ACHA hockey. Located at 145 East Main in Newark, Helen's is serving up the best sausage around, plus scrapple, bacon, pork chops, and more. Stop by 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. or order fast and easy with DoorDash and Grubhub. Follow Helen's Sausage House on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok for mouth-watering specials and updates. Helen's Sausage House. Eat hearty, skate strong, and go Blue Heads. Helen's Sausage House joining us for this Valentine's Eve game, both in arena and on the Delaware Hockey Network. Thanks to Cliff and his crew for serving up the best sausages in the first state. Right downtown. Blocks from the University of Delaware campus. 6.5 to go. Takeaway from Keller. He gives it back to Duncan Crawford. Puck chipped off the glass and sent all the way back for an icing. .6:17 to go in period number 2. Mahoney opts to the near circle draw. Working together with Mahoney, Vecchio, and Moore. Weeks and Berg back at the blue line. Braden Palfy, one of the 2 Oswego goal scorers. And the man with the secondary assist on the other. In for the draw for the Lakers, and now protecting net front. Good hustle back to the post from Palfy to take away an opportunity for the Hens to get on the board. Weeks gives it away. Palfy chips it off the back wall. Across to Griffin Sarver. Caromed near side but not out. Vecchio threw it in. Stick saved by McAndrew. And that one caught Kendall in the dome. He's okay. We get the thumbs up from Brent. And Sarver's stretch pass to Bartlett's going to be called back offside. Whether you're a competitive athlete like these guys or a weekend warrior like me, a sports medicine physician is an important player on your health team. And with years of experience treating high school, collegiate, professional, and everyday athletes alike, Dr. Brad Bly of Delaware Sports Medicine is the specialist you need to achieve personal bests and lead a healthier lifestyle. And with clinics in both Wilmington and Townsend, Delaware Sports Medicine is here for every athlete in your family. Learn more at desportsmed.com, and while you're there, you can read up on Dr. Bly's new membership program, offering extended and related services, including nutrition and exercise coaching, priority appointments, physiotherapy and shockwave therapy, and more. From colleagues of Dr. Bly at a discounted rate, it's all at desportsmed.com for athletes of all ages and abilities to achieve peak performance. Noah Goose in low to Diaz. Bajsadecki trying to stick handle his way out of traffic. Caroms the puck over the stick of Tracy. Diaz protecting, but he gives it away to Carson Crawford. This is cleared by King. Advanced beyond center by Ryan Bartlett. Bartlett in a 1-on-3. Steered to the far corner, bodied off the puck. Recovering for the Hens is Noah Goose. Up to Bajsadecki, but Kiever kept the zone airtight for the Lakers, protecting a 2-0 lead with 4 minutes and 23 seconds to go here in second period action. Goose again backhands the puck to Bajsadecki, setting up a 2-on-2. Pass a little slow for Bajsadecki to reel in, and that gave that stout Oswego backcheck plenty of time to catch up and nullify a potential 2-on-1. Gott finds another gear, but Renzoni steers the puck away from him. Kiever advances it up the near side before Tracy bodies him into the glass at center. Back came Tracy to Gott, 2-on-2, now 1-on-2. Gott all by his lonesome, trying to toe drag right in front of the net. McAndrew took a tumble. And he is slow back to his feet as we see what we get here from Brent Kendall. Kiever's going to go for a trip. And for the fourth time tonight, Delaware make their way to the Delaware Sports Medicine Power Play, desportsmed.com. Saselka and Mahoney. For the near side draw, Warner. Tracy winding up. Was wide from distance. The Oswego penalty was assessed to number 2, Benjamin Keever, 2 minutes for tripping. Time of the penalty, 16 minutes, 16 seconds in the second period. Keever, 2 for tripping at 16-16. .312 to go. Mahoney backing up the left wing boards. To Keller, top of the far circle, now working in low. Saselka doing well to block the passing lanes along with Keys and both Crawfords. Skip pass off the near dashers to Warner. Thrown in from distance off the end wall. Keller pursuing the puck, so too Mahoney. Trying to backhand it out was Keys, but Warner held center point. Half the penalty to Keever has expired. McAndrew standing up for the save. Follow-up chance coming from the far dot, and I think it was Tracy, rang off the crossbar. Net front set up, Mahoney trying to shovel the puck past, but Duncan Crawford had him one-on-one and drove him into the backboards. This Oswego State back check, this Oswego State play on the defensive side of the puck, and their ability to control 12 feet and in has been the difference maker indeed. 2:10 to go in the second. Bajsadecki back at his own line, tried to float the puck to Danny Berg. Palfy broke up that pass. Second penalty kill wave on as well for Oswego State. Palfy together with Manzi, and back at the blue line, the pair of Renzoni and Perini. Final minute 50. In the second period, Austin Vecchio barrels in up the left wing boards. He's tied up with Palfy. Again, the Lakers clear, and they're back full. 100 to go in the second. Berg tried to pinch past a pair of Oswego defenders, but lost the puck at the blue line. Diaz throws it in. Perini winds up, and he sends this clear as far as the Delaware line, where Saselka and Diaz converged, and the Hens were able to regain. Berg to Bajsadecki. Up the left, Dodson in. Bajsadecki circles, trying for the wraparound. Couldn't jam the puck past a host of green sweaters once again. Here's Weeks from the top of the zone, putting the puck into the backboards, gloved down by a leaping Bajsadecki to try to gain some space from Manzi. Manzi could not clear. Armetta says plays onside. Weeks with a long shot into the pads of McAndrew. Bajsadecki controlling the rebound in the near corner. Couldn't generate a second chance opportunity for the Hens. 2-on-2 the other way. Bartlett steered behind the net by Goose. Maintains the puck. He floats it in off his backhand. Snellenberg smothers for the pause with 35.5 seconds to go in the second period of what stands a 2-0 hockey game. Advantage the Lakers of Oswego State. Draw to Snellenberg's right. DeBolt and Palfy. Icing waved off by Pepe Armetta on that long Delaware clear. Carson Crawford, play action. He keeps the puck for himself after faking the handoff to Palfy. This was let go before center. So it appears. We're going to watch it again right now. 12.1 to go. Is this going to stay inside? This is going to come all the way back. Icing against the Lakers. No, it's going to come to center. Deemed an errantly blown whistle. So a center ice faceoff with 12 to go in the period. Sees Gott push the puck in over the Oswego line. Low to Coughlin. Keller bobbled at the point, and that's going to do it for the second period. At the end of 40 minutes, the score, SUNY Oswego Lakers 2, Delaware Blue Hens 0. We'll be back after the second intermission on the Delaware Hockey Network.
There's nothing all-American quite like a good old-fashioned barbecue. Sid's Barbecue and Jerky brings the most tender and flavorful pulled pork, brisket, and barbecue chicken to the tri-state area and is sure to turn your next gathering into a truly all-American event. Visit Sid's on Ridge Road in Claymont, Delaware, or place your next catering order at sidsbbqandjerky.com.
Broadcast to social, print to digital, coast to coast, remote or on site. 412 Communications has the solution to bridge your team with your audience. Want to know more? Visit 412communications.com today. Recovery from an injury on the job or in a car accident can be overwhelming. The expert team at the law office of Heather A. Long can carefully explain your options and advocate for you through the process of claims, proceedings, and settlements. To schedule your free consultation today, call the law office of Heather A. Long at 302-466-5664 or visit injuryde.com.
It's time for the third period. Let's head back upstairs to James Witherite.
Thank you, Norm. Back inside Fred Rust Arena, 2-0 Oswego through 40. And Braden Palfy has been the man of the hour for the Lakers here tonight. He had the secondary assist on Alex Saselka's first period goal, and here he goes top corner, just 90 seconds into the middle frame to beat Snellenberg blocker side and extend the Oswego lead to 2 through the first 40 minutes of play. James Witherite joining you here from the 412 Communications broadcast box atop the north stands at Fred Rust Arena. If you're just joining us, Oswego moving right to left in third period play, and their away green kits, gold numbers, gold yolks, that gold anchor on the front of the sweater. Delaware in their home whites, blue numbers, blue helmets, blue pants, moving from left to right from our vantage point. Here's James Mandel with the first face-off of the third period, and off we go for the closing frame of the first half of this weekend set in the first state. Hens and Lakers split in upstate New York in the fall. Hens looking to claw their way back from a 2-0 deficit through the first 40 at Austin Vecchio. Peels back to center to recover the puck after the Lakers drove it back clear. Long errant shot. Moore taking aim, skipping the puck through traffic but into the pads of John McAndrew, who was a perfect 33 for 33 through the first 40 minutes and 38 seconds of this hockey game. This is cleared by Saselka. Keller and Bartlett converge in the near corner, and Jack Keller from Morris Plains, New Jersey. Solid two-way defender. Works the puck back to his own blue line where Warner picks it up the rest of the way and takes a check from Carson Crawford. Chain reaction in low as the management, Pepe Armetta, got taken out from that collision. He's back up on his feet. Doesn't look much the worse for wear. Centering feed from Keys. Skipped off the stick of Demick. Holding the line was Palfy. Unable to generate a chance from distance. Snellenberg credited with save number 13 on 15 shots of the night. And Cody Diaz, under that strong Oswego forecheck, had to loft the puck over Keys. Up the near boards. It's picked up by Duncan Crawford deep in his own end. Bajsadecki's forechecking pressure. Easy enough for Duncan Crawford to shrug off, and here comes Palfy back up the right wing boards. Puck stolen beyond center by Panapresso, recovered by Duncan Crawford at center for the Lakers, and he slams it in off the backboards behind Snellenberg as we come to the conclusion of the second minute of this third period. Tracy couldn't walk the puck much over his own blue line. It was turned by Doust back into the Delaware end. Panapresso to Burke. He missed the pass, and Manzi comes barreling in. He tried to cut net front, but Burke got a stick on the puck to steer it out of his path. Manzi and Burke again in the far corner. John Manzi gives it away to Burke. Tracy advancing up the right wing board, so a number of EHL alumni there, from Manzi with the Huntsman to Burke with the Little Flyers and Tracy with Team Maryland. In rapid succession, as now Liam Gott's taken off his feet. Play continues on unabated in the Oswego zone as Messrs. Kendall and Doan say no, he wasn't tripped. And the Hens are forced back in their own end to recover. Berg couldn't run the gauntlet up the near boards in neutral ice. Renzoni. Cross-ice feed. Saselka looking for a second. Couldn't backhand the puck past Snellenberg. He didn't have the line. It ended up going through the top of the crease. Andrew Lowe recovers. He lofts this as far as the red line, where Trent King gloved the puck down. It was taken away by Coughlin, but his entry is called back offside with 16 minutes and 40 seconds to go here in third period action. Face-off coming just above the Oswego blue line. Lakers leading 2-0 after some travel trouble on their way down US 11 and I-81. push starting time for this game back by 30 minutes. We'll try again. Puck sailed out of play, 5 seconds off the clock. Fourth line centers on Clifford and Infanger. Infanger flanked by Simon Ruel. And the Floridian chance to bolt. And Ryan Warner crosses to the far boards to backhand the puck into the Oswego zone. Advancing pass the other way from Renzoni, bounced off an Oswego stick, was nearly turned back toward the Lakers line, but to no avail for the Blue Hens, struggling to generate meaningful chances. 3-on-2 this zone entry for the Lakers. Centering pass from Worst. Sailed beyond Black's reach and low. Infanger time and space, albeit fleeting, before Black turned up the forechecking heat on him. This will come back an icing. With a listen-first approach that creates a unique solution for your circumstances, the expert team at the law office of Heather A. Long are committed to providing empathetic and compassionate legal representation for individuals who have suffered injuries. To schedule a free consultation, call the law office of Heather A. Long at 302-466-5664 or visit injuryde.com. 15:59. To go here in regulation. And Infanger won the D-zone draw. Here comes Warner. Through traffic up the middle and back into the Oswego end. Simon Ruel gave way to a sweep check from Perini. Race for a loose puck in the near corner. Ruel crossing over, but he's surrounded by a trio of Lakers. SUNY Oswego gaining control. The advancing pass beyond the reach of Palfy, swatted back towards center by Goose. Here comes Keys with a drive from the top of the left circle off the takeaway. Snellenberg answers with a stick save. Perini from distance. Snellenberg says no. 15:18 to go. Snelly up with a pair of rapid-fire stops. His 14th and 15th on the night. But offensive opportunities for these Blue Hens have been few and far between. Coming to the 5-minute mark of the third period. Hens gaining control, but they had to work for it. Mahoney slowed up by King. Got the puck back after Bartlett bobbled it. Dropped off to Moore at the point. Back in low. Mahoney crossing through the slot. McAndrew lunging for the acrobatic save. Good hustle from Burke to try to force the icing. As the Lakers send the puck sailing up ice, but Bartlett just won that foot race to negate it. Hens clear and change. Mahoney back to Weeks. Getting one on net from distance. A lot of those initial shots have come from above the tops of the circles. The rebound opportunities, few and far between, given how well the Oswego State Lakers have controlled the low slot from the opening bell. "46 minutes in the books from Fred Rust Arena. Diaz shovels the puck from just before center off the far boards. No icing here, says the management. Contested puck near side was held in by Tracy, but his shot was offline. Renzoni back in over the Delaware line. Here's doused off the setup from Makarenko, but the shot was over the crossbar. A rocket from Thomas Perini at the top of the zone has just made this a 3-0 hockey game. That's Perini's first of the year, too. He steps up to the top of the circle and opens fire to beat Snellenberg. And the Lakers now lead by 3. So for Thomas Perini, he is finally on the board this season after recording 2 assists in earlier play. And it came from Makarenko. Manzi getting the other apple. SUNY Oswego goal, first of the season, scored by number 26, Thomas Perini. Assisted by number 15, Sava Makarenko. And number 18, John Manzi. Time of the goal, 6 minutes, 35 seconds of the third period. Perini's first from Makarenko and Manzi at 6:35. And the Lakers come barreling back in search of a fourth. King trying to skip the puck to Sarver net front. Berg, the collateral damage. He's very slow to get up on his feet. And looks like he is hurt as he hobbles off to the bench. Luke Canapresso to Burke. Advance now to Infanger. Infanger angled to the far corner by Kiever after working deep into the Oswego State zone. Could not maintain offensive momentum for the Hens. Warner launches one in off the backboards from distance. DeBolt leaves us back to Warner. Race for the puck as it caroms to the far corner. Simon Ruel bodied off the biscuit by Saselka, the first goal scorer for Oswego tonight, joined by Palfi and Perini in the goal scoring column, and we stand 3-0 in favor of Oswego State with 11 minutes and change to go from Fred Rust Arena. Luke Panapresso, long wrister thrown in from 45. It was wide of the far post. Here's a 2-on-2 coming the other way, led by John Manzi, make it a 3-on-2 as joining the rush was Doust. Puck taken away but not cleared by DeBolt. This is Panapresso. Lofting the puck over his own blue line. It goes untouched from there, and will come back in icing. Fuel up like a champion with Helen's Sausage House, proud sponsor of tonight's Whiteout Night at Fred Rust Arena. Located at 145 East Main Street in Newark, Delaware. Helen's is serving up the best sausage around, plus scrapple, bacon, pork chops, and more. Build your perfect sandwich with egg, cheese, peppers, and onions, and tons of other delicious toppings 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. Helen's Sausage House. Eat hearty, skate strong, and go Blue Hens. Our thanks to Helen's Sausage House for joining us here this game. Another icing against the Blue Hens will set up a face-off to the right of Jacob Snellenberg with 10 minutes and 22 seconds remaining. Piecemeal assortment of players for the Blue Hens across from SUNY Oswego's fourth line. And the Hens work back up ice, at least momentarily. Vecchio pulls back in front of his own bench. Cross ice pass to Keller. He steps up to center before lobbing the puck in off the backboards, where it's controlled by Oswego's Thomas Perini. Mahoney tries to dig it free in the far corner. Vecchio gets it back to Goose. Launched in from distance. Puck was loose in front. Vecchio couldn't finish after McAndrew recorded save number 38. Snellenberg covers for a pause. 9:43 to go. In what's been a frustrating night for the Blue Hens. 3 goals against, 38 shots on John McAndrew, but lucky if they had one A-grade chance all night. Maybe. While Siselka, Palfi, and Perini all managed to beat Snellenberg. And you know how tough that is to do, as good as his angles are. McAndrew has had constant quality support in front of him all night long from this Oswego defense. And that's something the Hens will have to head back to the drawing board and try to figure out before tomorrow at 4:30. This is an icing. 8:50 to go. Oswego 3, Delaware 0. To all of you joining us here on the Delaware Hockey Network in full high definition tonight, we are delighted to have you with us, regardless of what side of the red line you're on. And we hope that you can make plans to join us tomorrow. We'll have all the senior night festivities for you on these Delaware Hockey Network airwaves as well, beginning at 4 o'clock Eastern Time. 8:30 to go. King chips the puck off the near glass and in behind the Delaware goal where Panapresso played it up the near side. Diaz clears, but he gives it away to Renzoni. Keever, pressured by Tracy. Turned the puck over. It's floated back in by Panapresso as tagging is up as Tracy, and now Diaz will pursue after the delayed offside. Gave Oswego State a couple seconds to react. 7:55 remaining. Oswego State 3, Delaware 0 on opening night of this series from Fred Rust Arena. The centering pass from a bothered Ryan Bartlett was intercepted by Diaz, who cleared back beyond center. Trent King advances the puck up the right wing boards. It's poked over the line by Ryan Bartlett. And the Lakers will get some fresh legs on as Panapresso ties the puck up in front of their bench. Diaz stonewalling Bartlett as he tried to enter up the far side. Carson Crawford succeeded in gaining the zone, but delayed offside against the Lakers. Gave Brady Burke the opportunity to set up a more deliberate attack. Icing waved off the other way as we come to the final 7. Carson Crawford again, putting on the brakes behind his net. Feinting, forechecking pressure was Coughlin. Doused, bodied down by Gott. Gave the puck away after gaining the Delaware line. Keller to Lowe up the left wing boards. Lowe was marked tightly by Manzi. Solid man coverage along the far boards from the former Pennsylvania Huntsman. The whistle sounds with 6 minutes and 25 seconds to go. And this looks to be a garden variety icing against the Blue Hens. Palfi and DeBolt. taking the near circle draw. And the Hens force the Lakers back into neutral ice to reset. Off the giveaway, Keller to Simon Ruel. In traffic, he tried to work the puck to DeBolt, who had space below the net, but that space was quick to run out. Ruel and Sarver converge in the far corner. Recovering off the failed breakout was DeBolt, but he bobbled the puck. Demick pounces, takes it away. He finds Palffy up ice 2-on-1. Broken up by Danny Berg, blocking the Palffy shot from inside the near dot. Renzoni back in neutral ice, lofts the puck high into the far corner, using the vertical space smartly. But Ryan Warner pulls back after recovering for the Blue Hens. He beats one forechecker, but the second, Braden Palffy, lays a hip check on him right at the blue line to force a turnover. And the Hens are back at their own line once again. Now Infanger, in up the middle, tried to drop the puck off to Moore. First line filtering back on. Hard shot from Weeks, ricochets off the back glass. Vecchio, who's in fresh, holds the right point. 5:12 to go. In regulation, Oswego with a 3-0 lead over Delaware. And now a one-on-one for Trent King. All by his lonesome, and Snellenberg stands him up. And here we go. 5:05 to go after Snellenberg came up with his 21st save. And the management at James Mandel have been pressed to intervene as Ryan Bartlett is dragged out of the pack. And looks like he's on his way to the sin bin, but he'll have company from Weeks. So both Weeks and Bartlett heading off with 5:05 to go. And we'll get particulars from downstairs as Owen Doan gives the story to Tanner Mahoney and Braden Palffy as to what went down. Two minutes up on each side of the penalty clock. And presumably will be 4-on-4 after what indeed were roughing minors both ways. SUNY Oswego penalty assessed to number 25, Ryan Bartlett. Delaware penalty assessed to number 8, Thomas Weeks. Both guys 2 minutes each for roughing. Time of the penalties, 14 minutes, 55 seconds in the third period. Bartlett and Weeks, 2 each for roughing at 14:55. And the start of the 4-on-4 interval takes us to the final 5 minutes of regulation. There you see it in the top left corner of your screen. Bartlett and Weeks get 2 minutes each for being college-age boys and not being able to control their anger in the heat of the moment. They'll get some time to cool off, and now Keys walks into a 1-on-2. His shot from Keller, stick checked up into the back glass. Of course, that aside is purely tongue-in-cheek. Warner tried to float the puck to Keller, working in close, but he was angled behind the net by Perini. Now 4:05 to go. Time running short for the Blue Hens, trailing 3-0. As this game enters its final 4 minutes. Perini looking for a second long shot. Stick save by Snellenberg, and he came right back for the follow-up save. Diaz under pressure to Keller. Back to Diaz, emerging from below his own goal line, advancing the puck now to Warner. So Warner on the offensive together with Vecchio as we come to the final 3.5. Vecchio double teamed. Stripped of the puck by Keever. Sweeping in to recover is Keys. Rather, that's John Manzi. Working his way back into the Delaware zone. 15 seconds left on the 4-on-4. Net front feed from Manzi. Found the stick of Renzoni, but he was bothered by Diaz in the low slot. And the Wisconsinite feeds the puck to Bajsadecki as the Hens come back into offensive territory. Holding the zone is Tracy. His shot gathered in and held by John McAndrew for save number 39. And we're back to 5-on-5 with 3 minutes and 5 seconds to go tonight at Fred Rust Arena. Barring a monstrous deep stretch rally for the Blue Hens. Chalk one up for the Lakers, who are 3 minutes and 5 seconds away from their 13th win of the season. Tommy Tracy with Infanger and Bajsadecki. In for the attacking zone draw. The captain line, Palfi, Keys, and Demick. On for this rock solid in all three zones SUNY Oswego team. Puck is down, here we go. Burke shot into traffic. Intercepted but not cleared by Braden Palfi, who leads the way with a goal and an assist. Tonight for the Lakers and Bajsadecki. Potts one for the Blue Hens. So the shutout hopes of John McAndrew, after 57 and 9 minutes, a thing of the past. Bajsadecki tracking down a puck in the slot off what was a Tommy Tracy shot. Scoring his 16th of the year. And we now stand 3-1 with 2:51 remaining in the contest. Delaware goal! His 16th of the season. Scored by number 29, Leighton Bajsadecki. Assisted by number 28, Tommy Tracy. And number 24, Brady Burke. Time of the goal, 17 minutes, 9 seconds in the third period. Bajsadecki's 16th from Tracy and Burke at 17:09. Mahoney looking for a second Delaware goal. Too much loft on the puck. He sends it over the crossbar behind McAndrew. 2 goals the deficit with 1:45 to go. Palfi puts on the brakes and he lofts the puck from blue line to blue line and then some. Keller back up the other way. Warner touch pass. Mahoney crashing the net. Directs it into the blue paint, but McAndrew smothers to bring play to a halt with 95 seconds to go and an empty net on the Delaware side of the rink. Enabling the Hens to ice a 6th attacker. Mahoney, Bajsadecki, Vecchio, Moore, Keller, and Warner. Half dozen offensive-minded players. On for the Hens as this is going to come down to the bitter end for Delaware, one way or another. They've got 80 seconds to make up 2. Manzi, the forechecking menace on Keller. Palfi with the takeaway and the empty net goal. So Braden Palfy with his second of the night. Puts a bow on this 4-1 game. Which will now almost assuredly see Oswego score their 13th win of the year. We'll do it all again tomorrow. Airtime 4 p.m. Eastern with senior night festivities from Fred Rust Arena. Game time slated for, it'll be probably about 4:25. After we pay tribute to the class of 2026. SUNY Oswego goal, 12th of the season and second of the game, scored by number 14, Braden Palfy, assisted by number 18, John Manzi. Time of the empty net goal, 18 minutes 48 seconds in the third period. Palfy's 12th second of the game. From Manzi at 18:48, an empty net goal. Icing against the Lakers, final 19 seconds upon us. Another scrum, another McAndrew stop. Now 15 to go. And tomorrow's game will be the second half of a Delaware Hockey Network doubleheader. On Saturday is beforehand. The men's Division III Blue Hens will take on the Ospreys of Stockton University. That game slated for 12:15 Eastern Time from Gold Arena, right here on the Delaware Hockey Network. Final seconds tick away. And that will do it as the SUNY Oswego Lakers roll to their 13th win this year. Tonight's final score, SUNY Oswego Lakers 4, Delaware Blue Hens 1. Final shots on goal, SUNY Oswego 27, Delaware 44. Fans, it's time for the 3 stars of the game, brought to you by Sid's Barbecue and Jerky. Tonight's 3rd star with a power play goal for SUNY Oswego, number 11, Alex Saselka. Tonight's number 2 star, recording 43 saves for SUNY Oswego, number 31, John McAndrew. And the number 1 star of the game, with 2 goals and an assist for the SUNY Oswego Lakers, number 14, Braden Palfy. Delaware and SUNY Oswego complete their weekend series tomorrow. Airtime on the Delaware Hockey Network, 4 p.m. for senior night festivities, with game time approximately 4:25. And that will do it for us here on the Delaware Hockey Network. An empty net goal from Braden Palfy, putting a bow on a 4-1 win for SUNY Oswego, improving on the season to 13, 12, and 3. Delaware in defeat, dropping to 15, 12, and 4 with 3 regular season games to play. A look back at the highlights to the Lakers win, including Braden Palfy's pair of goals, as the captain propels SUNY Oswego to a 4-1 win over the Blue Hens. For assistant producer and videographer Joe Sindoni, for Molly Jo Rosen, for Trey Wright, for Eli Swope, for everybody behind the scenes, James Witherite saying thank you for your company here on this Friday night. We'll do it again tomorrow. Airtime 4 o'clock for round 2 of Delaware Oswego, the second half of our Saturday doubleheader here on the Delaware Hockey Network. We'll see you again then here on the 412.